No, Shikamaru. Okay, now look. Chapter 2 of Shikamaru's Hidan, and they finally, after 3 days of running, they have finally arrived at the Land of Silence. They've gotten to the Land of Silence, crossed the border, and they've infiltrated the capital. Now, once they're there, they capture some of Gengo's, lackeys, some of the ninjas that they have there, and they realize that they call themselves the Enlightened Ones, and they're all shinobi from, you know, other lands that have been converted and essentially abandoned their own village and now have joined Gengo in his land, in the Land of Silence. There's still no sign of Sai and where he is, but after capturing some of these shinobi, these rogue shinobis, and interrogating them, they find out that Gengo is having a speech. He's about to give a speech, and Shikamaru, he devises the plan for the assassination of Gengo during this time when, I mean, it's ample opportunity because it's just gonna be a crowd of all of Gengo and the inhabitants of the Land of Silence and all of his followers. So Shikamaru, Ro, and Soku, they all get ready for this assassination attempt. So let's flash forward to the day of the assassination. Shikamaru about to implement this plan. The whole plan that he's set up, Shikamaru is going to catch Gengo with his shadow possession jutsu, right? It's after that you are going to have Soku use his chakra needles to then kill Gengo and be done with all of this foolishness, right? A very straightforward plan, simple plan. What could go wrong, really? Apparently everything. Shikamaru, well, back up. Gengo, he's giving a speech. Shikamaru, everybody's in place. Shikamaru goes in for the shadow possession jutsu. It doesn't work. No explanation, no rhyme or reason. It just doesn't work. Like, the shadow possession just doesn't reach Gengo. It's not that Shikamaru's at a distance. It's that it just doesn't get to him. And so because it doesn't get to them, Gengo then realizes and identifies Shikamaru. But considering the fact that he's never seen Shikamaru before, I don't know why he would throw you off or alert you to anything. Maybe he knows all of his followers in the entire country. Unlikely, but let's just entertain that idea for right now. So the plan fails. It fails miserably. Shikamaru sees Gengo see him, and he attacks Gengo head on. He charges the podium, he charges the stage, wherever he's giving the speech at, and he goes at him head on. Let's pause right there. Y'all, when have you ever seen Shikamaru be nice with the hands? Never. Never. The answer is never. Why is he trying to take this man head on in some fisticuffs in his own country, like he doesn't have a whole militant force ready to jump you and your two little sidekicks right there? Now, granted, Ro and Soku aren't, found out immediately, so they might have a little bit of opportunity when it comes to, cover. You could have Ro and Soku retreat and, rendezvous at some other undisclosed location, and then, come up with a plan to help Shikamaru. Because, well, if you didn't know, Shikamaru gets captured. Shikamaru gets captured because he's fighting Sai, and then eventually, inadvertently, they get captured. So it then flashes forward to Ro, Soku, and Shikamaru. They're being tortured, and this actually gets kind of dark because they're tortured for 10 days, like 10 full days. And on the 10th day, Gengo, he sits down with Shikamaru, and he basically is like, yo, I've heard about you. I want you to be my right-hand man. He speaks to Shikamaru about how he serves a lord who doesn't even know his name, or Naruto's name, the Hokage's name, or even Uchiha Madara's name. And after going through an entire war, you would assume that they would at least know that much. At least the key players in it. He follows orders from someone who causes war and then orders other people to die for him without ever knowing them. A world should only be ruled by shinobi and not the other way around. Now, he's making some good-ass points. He's making some good-ass points. So much, in fact, that Shikamaru is, like, starting to agree with him about these points, but he doesn't want to admit that he's agreeing with Gengo. So then Gengo, he asked Shikamaru during this whole monologue, he asked Shikamaru, should shinobi be in charge? Like, in charge of not just the village, but in charge of the whole entire land. Should the Hokage be in charge of the land of fire? The Raikage in charge of the land of lightning? And so on. And Shikamaru agrees. He actually comes out of his mouth and says, I agree. It was this moment that Shikamaru started to doubt his mission to kill Gengo. He actually starts to doubt the mission he was assigned to by Kakashi, the Hokage, to kill Gengo. He realizes how hard he's been fighting and how little life means in such the grand scheme of things. What's even crazier is that Ro and Soku, they've been brought in at this point. I forgot to tell you. They've been brought in at this point, and they agree with Shikamaru agreeing with Gengo. Gengo then offers Shikamaru to be his right-hand man again, and Shikamaru begins to extend his hand towards Gengo. We know this because a gust of wind comes out of nowhere, scooping up Shikamaru, Ro, and Soku and bringing them up to where the person who cast the jutsu lay, and lo and behold is none other than Tamari of the Sand Village. Now, I want to pause this just for 1 second and just think about how devastating it would have been if Shikamaru was the right hand of Gengo. Like, just think about that. Just sit on that. Now, I digress from that. Let's get back to the review of Chapter 2. We find out from Shikamaru that, well, he devises that this is a genjutsu of sorts. I think we could have all agreed at this point he was using some form of genjutsu, but not a genjutsu that's a visual genjutsu. This was a genjutsu that was specifically auditory, that was attached to Gengo's voice. I don't know how that happens. We're just going to run with it for right now. The weakness of this genjutsu lies with the knowledge of how it works, unlike some damn JoJo Stan ability or something of that. But the craziest part about this whole chapter is that even after being released from the genjutsu at the very end of chapter 2, we find out that Shikamaru can't refute what Gengo said about the ninja world. Even after being released from the genjutsu, Shikamaru still agrees with Gengo in his ideals. And I think that's something very interesting moving forward. That's the end of chapter 2. So this is just my thoughts on it after the fact. But I find that very, very interesting that after being released from the genjutsu, he agrees with Gengo that the ninja world should be ran by ninjas. Because the lords of the land, right? I think we only see them like one time. We don't really see them often. But nonetheless, the Hokage is not the end-all be-all of the power of the land, right? The land of fire, land of lightning, land of wind, land of waves, land of stone, they all existed before the key ninja villages did. It was the first Hokage that went to the leaders of the land of fire and asked to place a village within their land, like a capital village in their land. The lands already existed. So for Shikamaru to, in all of his wisdom, to agree with Gengo, it honestly, I have no idea how the end of this is really going to go. I don't think Shikamaru is going to turn. I don't think he's going to turn. I don't think he's going to go with Gengo. I don't think none of that's going to happen. But it's very interesting to hear what this man has to say, and really what is going to come forward in this next chapter, because at some point they are going to have to confront Sai, because if Sai and all the other 10 shinobi and all the shinobi from the previous lands are under genjutsu, there's nothing that they're going to be able to say to Sai to break him out of that. They're going to just have to fight him in some way, shape, or form, break that genjutsu. But that is all I have for y'all today. If y'all like the video, rate, comment, share, subscribe, and like always, keep it safe, wrap it tight. I'm out.